Welcome to Movie World, the place where we only talk movies. I'm Andy Signore, and I'm here to review The Suicide Squad. That's right, James Gunn's latest film, not with Marvel, but with DC. A reboot sequel, if you will, of 2017 Suicide Squad by David Ayer. This film... Like, we're not going to compare the films. I don't want to be one of those guys who compares the films. It's not fair to compare the films because I do believe David Ayer didn't get a chance to make the film he really wanted. What's really different here about the films is the fact that it's clear James Gunn got to make the film he wanted. And because of that, I think the film really works. James Gunn has perfected a lot of things over his years at working in the horror genre as well as working for Marvel. And I think this film really is the perfect combination of all of his skill sets set into one. A ragtag team of rejects that you're kind of rooting for at times. And I think that's probably him in a nutshell. Just like the Guardians of the Galaxy are a bit of a they're the leftover guys, the seeming rejects. This sort of takes it to another level. Overall, yes, all the reviews are correct. This film is just a really good time. Highly encourage you try and check this out in theaters. I'm still honestly shocked that HBO is putting this on HBO Max. I know they want subscribers, and I guess this, just like Godzilla vs. Kong, which is the last big one that I think really helped that service, this one's going to help it tremendously. I think a lot of people who maybe were like, I don't know if I'm going to see this, are going to tune in this weekend to watch it on HBO Max if they don't go to the theaters. And it'll probably help them with, subscriptions and stuff. But overall, I think huge mistake to not let this sit in theaters for a while because this is a really fun, bloody, epic theater action movie. Where to begin on this? All right, so look, overall, what's really fun about this is James Gunn's ability to sort of zoom in back and forth through time, which they do through the film, and introduce characters that I wasn't hugely a fan of. Rick Flagg, right here, played by Joel Kinnaman, was not a character I really thought I ever needed to see again or root for. Same with Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. Both of these actors and characters to me were just two really like meh characters that I thought didn't really work in their first incarnation. And in this one, look, I enjoyed both of them. The biggest surprise, though, is Miss Harley Quinn, which I did have it second. Miss Harley Quinn really steals the show, in my opinion. I think this is the best Harley Quinn we've seen yet. I got to say, I really enjoyed some of the choices that James Gunn wrote into her. There's a section of this film where we see her sort of quickly fall in love, and the outcome of that love affair, felt very Harley. Again, I don't want to spoil some of the surprises, but they just make her likable but unhinged. Clearly a sociopath, but also still with a little bit of a heart. It's a really interesting character that I think Margot Robbie now has played. Now this is the third time she's played it. I really think she's found her stride here. I actually didn't mind her at all. I thought her and Will Smith were the standouts in the original film. And in this film, I did not like her in her own solo film. She's a character that I think is better as a supporting character. And she is a supporting character in this film, and really she gets to shine. This is where Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn works the best in this sort of Suicide Squad team up. So I got to say, she's great. Another standout is John Cena. John Cena as Peacemaker. It's no wonder that they're doing a Peacemaker. I won't, as a prequel sequel, I won't tell you. I'm not going to spoil things. All I know is I'm actually excited to see him come back. He is a great character, and him going up against Idris Elba, a Deadshot, they're both sort of sharpshooters, but with different goals and things. And the two of them going up against each other is a really fun part of this film. Them sort of becoming friends, their rivalry. It's a really fascinating part of the film. Another standout I actually really didn't expect to be was it was a Polka Dot Man. David Dastmalchian is the actor. It's a really just perfect example of just a really weird throwaway character that who would have thought a guy who could throw polka dots could be interesting. But just like a lot of these characters, they found a way to make him work. Same with Ratcatcher 2. I actually really liked her as part of the character that she plays. There's so many other characters in this that I really enjoyed. Oh my God, how fun it is to see Flula Borg. My man, Flula Borg, I remember working with him back in the day over on Screen Junkies. Did so much stuff with him, hung out with him so many times. It's so amazing to see him here with all these people celebrating with James Gunn in a huge, big budget movie like this. I hope we get to see more of him in movies like this, especially. Also, really fun to see Nathan Fillion back with James Gunn. I really enjoyed his character. His character made me laugh. There's a lot of and Michael Rooker, great as always. A lot of really fun surprises in store for the film. The standout, though, has to be King Shark. Oh, what a wonderful idea to put in the voice of Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. It's wonderful standout moments. A character I cannot wait to see more of. Sort of a scarier, bloodier Groot, if you will. Really clever for him to sort of take another, non-human character, humanoid character, but of another species. And King Shark from the pages of the comics now works so interestingly here. Excited to see more of King Shark, I hope, if he survived. That's kind of the other thing that's fun about this movie is I'm not going to tell you who lives or dies, but you will be surprised at some of the suicides that happen in this film. They are called the Suicide Squad for a reason. The film itself is about these Mr. Starfish. I have it here. They gave out some swag at the movie, which they did need to do to try and sell us because I think a lot of us were already sold. But here we are, swagged out with my starfish. This is it's an interesting character, I will say. I don't want to spoil too much, but there is a giant starfish in this film, as the trailers allude, and I thought it was actually really fun. It was a cool premise, cool bad guy, great visuals. Like a giant kaiju storming through the city. They showed that in the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything. That was fun to watch. Overall, look, my main note here on this film, my only negative is the fact that I want to see James Gunn do more of these. He excels in this R-rated genre. If you go back to his filmography, where he wrote Dawn of the Dead and he did Slither and other sort of horror stuff, go back to Trauma days when he made those films. I really do think this R-rated, bloody genre is where he shines the most. Granted, Guardians of the Galaxy is a blast. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, some people really enjoy more. I'm not me. I like the first one the best. But I kind of don't want him to go back to this PG-13 Marvel world. I like him being able to play in these one-off movies, in theory, and just being able to go balls to the wall whatever he wants. And in fact, I'm very excited to see more of John Cena as Peacemaker, especially if the tone is the same. Could be a lot of fun. You can tell James Gunn liked playing in this world and wanted to do more. And now Peacemaker as a show makes a lot more sense. And good on Warner Brothers and HBO Max to sort of use the pandemic as a positive to sort of be like, hey man, go write some more. You can go shoot it immediately, while he was waiting for Guardians 3 to finish up, since he already finished that script. So overall, tonally, I think it's super fun. It's a little long. It probably could have trimmed a little bit, but overall, it's very epic. It's very exciting. It's a standalone journey in itself. You really don't need to know the first Suicide Squad, but it also could be connected in a way. Amanda Waller shows up again, still playing just a raging bee. The villainous of them all, the fact that she's holding this over all of their heads. I do really enjoy that. Sort of as you have all these villains, you really have the biggest villain of all there. There's a couple spoilery things that I could get into that to sort of complain about, but I don't want to do that here. I want you guys to go enjoy the film. I'll talk more about that in a future live stream. We'll talk about that more. But overall, yes, definitely check out this film. I had a blast. So nice to see all these characters, meet a lot of these characters. I think you guys are going to enjoy yourself. If you want a big, bloody, gory, crazy James Gunn comic book adventure action movie, this is the one for you, man. It really does. It's nice. This is the first big one back in theaters, and I'm like, you know what? Yes, This is what we've been missing. I'm so excited to see a movie like this. And given all the Marvel stuff we have, not to compare, I just think DC, you're missing out if you don't lean into this. Now with the Joker, now with this, lean into smart filmmakers doing cool projects that they're passionate about. Don't be afraid to make them rated R and lean into that. It's what Marvel can't deliver on. So that's why this felt, I think, fresher to me, was being able to have exploding guts and people ripping apart and funny jokes and et cetera, getting blue with the script and such. So yeah, overall, definitely check this film out. I had a blast with it. I think you guys will too. Get ready to be weirded out by some Starfish and a lot more when it comes to theaters this Friday or streaming on HBO Max. Where are you going to watch it? Are you going to watch it in theaters? You're going to watch it on HBO Max? Leave your comments down below. Before you get to that comment section, though, hit that subscribe button if you can. Smash the bell for all alerts. Smash the like button. And again, tell me how you're going to watch it and who you're excited for. And if you saw it already, who was your favorite Suicide Squad member? I'm really wrestling. I think this is the best Harley Quinn, but I really liked Peacemaker, and I really like King Shark. Deadshot's cool, but those are probably the standouts for me. Tell me what you thought, though, in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Movie World, where we only talk movies. More stuff coming your way, so make sure you've subscribed. Thanks, everybody.